Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today I am teaching Nadia how to make my homemade stew, and we are using the following ingredients, which you can see listed here on the screen. If you're new here, thank you for tuning in, and if you're not new here, thank you for always coming back. You're welcome. So first of all, let's start washing our tomatoes before we cut them. I like to use a strainer, it just makes it easier. And then I get started chopping off the head of the tomatoes. I usually chop them into fours so it's easy to blend.
I'm working here, look at this one dancing in the background. Come and learn! When you're in college, you need to eat.
And then let's chop the habanero peppers. This is super spicy, so be prepared. Then I chop up my onions, so I'm chopping them up in huge chunks because I'm going to blend them. You can make them as small as you like. Then next, let's chop up the bell peppers. And don't forget to take out the seeds. You can give it a quick rinse, and I usually use this for the color. It just makes the stew look more red. Then grab your blender and just start tossing everything in there. I didn't add garlic today, but you can do that if you like. Depending on how big your blender is, you can just pour it straight from the blender into the pot. I have a small blender, so I had to blend in 2 portions. That's why I have some already in the bowl. I set my electric cooker to high 8, and then just pour in the content straight in the pot and allow it to boil for about 30 minutes. While that's boiling, let's go clean the meat. So I'm using goat meat, and I also have beef with bone. I'm going to separate this later, you'll see in the vlog. And I did this because hubby doesn't eat goat meat. Huh? A guy from Jamaica, can you imagine? He doesn't eat goat meat. So I'll be using pink salt today. I'll also use some Maggi and then garlic salt as well. As you can see, I'm separating the meats. Then let's add our onions, and then the garlic salt, and Maggi. Just add this to your preference. And the meat is so fresh, so I'm adding enough water so that it gets softened. Then put it on the fire so it cooks till tender, probably for like 40 minutes. So let's check on this stew. It's drying up, and this is exactly the consistency I want to now fry it. I'm chopping up some onions for my oil. I'll be using canola oil today. Then set your fire to medium. And then start frying your onions when there's enough heat. When my onions are almost brown, I like to sift them out so I don't leave it sitting in the pot because it already has the smell, it has the taste, so it doesn't need to stay in till the end. At this point, it's already hot enough, so let's put in our blended tomatoes and pepper. Make sure you grab your pot cover because you have to protect yourself. It's going to splash for sure. Leave it to boil for about 30 minutes. And don't worry about the oil. You can always drain whatever is too much on the top. So the meat is tender and ready to go in the stew. This is about 40 minutes after the stew has been boiling, and I'm adding the meat to the 2 portions I said I was going to have. As you can see, I'm straining the rest of the meat water into the pots. It just gives it that added flavor. So you can fry your meat before putting it in the stew. I just didn't want to do that, so I decided to just put it in as is and let it continue boiling with the stew for another 10 minutes each. You can bring the fire down to low heat or medium and just allow it to warm up for another 10-15 minutes. Make sure to keep checking at intervals to stir it as well so it doesn't burn. And there you have it, a quick pot of stew for the family. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Start up the halaga, cause you know some my people they calaga. Oh, go on, my power. As I hate in on us, make me panyama. I be my father's son, cause you know say I come from Potako. That's why I'm a jago. Start to the dance, I'm like I do. Go need the lago.